We're here in upstate New York for the mini four-wheel drive event. Here's the Connecticut crew. Connecticut crew. Connecticut crew. The Connecticut crew. Gilas Pilipinas crew. The Gilas Pilipinas. Oh, Madam Rocha. Team Connecticut.
Team Chinese.
Team China.
Team China.
Wow. Ja, ano ka na? May idol mo talaga yun. Pag-GoPro ka din.
Ano?
Sino? Sige, sabihin mo. Ayaw niya sabihin, no?
Ha?
Ayaw niya sabihin. Say hi. What's up, YouTube?
What up? Ako naman yung idol yung tiga California eh.
Weird ko, no?
Going, sir. Go, Richard. Ready?
Oh, 1-on-1?
3, 2, 1, go.
Uy, yun, swerte! 1, get out of there! Get out of there! Hey, get out of there! Yeah.
Okay.
Pangit pa nga yung mabagal, sumasabit eh. Oo. Tamo, sumasabit. Last lap. Get your car. Richard. Come on, baby. Hindi pala na video. Ayo ka.
Bossing number 1.
City. Doon ka sa change lane una. Doon ka magbitaw. Yan.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh! What happened? What happened? What happened? No, you gotta finish the lap. Finish the lap. Yeah.
That was 2. Three coming up now. Stop. 3.
Hold on there, watch out. Ooh. Drunk driving. Last lap, come home. Okay, you gotta strike a post when you catch it, alright? Ooh. Here you go, Poppy. There you go. Gotcha.
3, 2, 1, go!
Play my finger.
Okay, guys, you ready? 3, 2, 1, go!
Come on, baby, let's go.
One.
No rerun, no rerun. Go, Doc. Doc, that's Doc.
Come back home, come back home.
Wala, tumalong ka eh.
Might modify your tool class, man. I've been working there for 5 hours already.
Richard! Richard! Richard!
3, 2, 1, go!
Sabi ko sa'yo sa change link ka eh. Naulaan ka. One! Woo! That's a nice race. That's fast. That's fast, Nelson. Hadouken! Whoa! Five. All right, you got to strike a pose again, Papi. All right, strike a pose, Papi. Strike a pose. All right, winner, Nelson. Sayang.
My Girl Scout card. Okay, ready?
Ready?
Hold on, there's
As if there's this card left, it could be a final.
right, there's gonna be this race right now.
Okay. 3, 2, One, go.
Stay down. Stay down, Doc. You got it.
One. One. Go. Five, that's
Big. Go away.
All right, battle for third.
Oh, yo, I can't win like this. Hold up. I can't win like this.
You're missing a roller.
Oh,
Check the on that side.
For third.
No, ni vos ni no. Wait.
3, 2, 1, go!
And let's go recharge.
One.
Oh my God! Witchcraft.
I think it's got 2 wheels. Boom, 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 boom. I can do that.
Ay, espere, estoy bien. Está ahí.
Oh! Basag. Five. Last lap. What's? All right, you gotta strike a post, okay? Catch a car, catch a car. Yeah, posting. Third place.
Okay.
2, 1, go!
Go.
Step back, guys.
Lay down.
One. Coming.
Get him in the corner. Get him in the corner.
3.
Let's go, let's go.
4. Five. Last lap. Last lap. Alright. Come home.
Let's go, cielshock.
That was good. That came out right there.
There you go, guys. You see my whole team, my Connecticut team. Actually, not the whole team, but Connecticut team going to upstate New York, poughkeepsie, New York. Tamiya race sponsored by Tamiya USA. Thank you, Tamiya USA, for sponsoring that event. That video is a tune class category, but this time it's a different kind of tune class category. It's a tune class category that they started in Cali. It's a different different kind of rules, but still tune class because we're using tune motors like atomic tune, rev tune, and torque tune. So now I'm gonna show you my setup. I won first place. Second place is Nelson. Yay, congratulations. And Richard from Connecticut too, congratulations. But I'm gonna show you specifically my setup. It's a Super 2 chassis, so I'm gonna go take a closer look. Actually, I'm gonna show you the difference first. The tune class that I've been racing for a while is basically the same as the Tamiya class or Tamiya Open class. There's obviously cuts, modifying the parts like cutting, trimming, floating transmission is allowed. So I have a sample over here, which is my car that everybody knows already by this time that were following me. It's Storm, and it's a VS chassis. As you can see, it's body dampers, and it's bumperless, and it's a long tail setup. But this time, this kind of tune class that I'm gonna show you is different because there's no cuts, no trimmings, no floating transmission, and there's the shiny first place. Not bragging, just showing. It's Doc Blur. I built this car specifically for that category. If we could put this on the side, specifically for that category. And I made this car based on the new 2018 Japan Cup Tamiya rules and tune class rules. So there's still two kinds of tune class. The one that is like with cuts and trimmings and everything, but this one is like it's a big challenge to me because by this time I'm so used at cutting and doing a lot of modification in the cars, but this one's like going back to basic. Alright, so if you've seen the video how it performs, and now I'm gonna show you how I built it and what's the purpose of the build. Okay, from the start, we're gonna start from the body shell. Alright, the body shell in tune class, there's no cutting. Polycarb has to be on its original shape, but well, in tune class, as you guys know, the main key is like to make it like as possible because you're using tune motors. So this body shell is a gift from Christian. I don't remember. I think it's a Terra Conqueror, but I use this body shell because there's a hole and it already reduces weight, and I just add up some styling mesh over there for style. But the point of using this body shell, it's lighter because it's already cut and there's a hole in the middle, and the body shell is like the dampers will not be on its way when it's like, you know, when it's doing its purpose. So I like it. It's small, it's light, but it's a hard shell, and I don't have to cut anything. All right, that's why I picked this shell. All right, so there's the lock. All right, we're going inside specifically in the car. So we're gonna start from the beginning. We're gonna start from the bumper. This is the bumper, and the reason why I use this bumper is in Super 2. Actually, I picked Super 2. This is a Super 2 chassis. As you can see, it's a Super 2. Everybody's familiar with a Super 2, not Super 1. It's Super 2. It's a Terra. I don't remember. Hold on, let me think. It's a Terra Scratcher. Yeah, it's a Terra Scratcher body kit. I mean, body. It is a chassis. I mean, it's a Terra Scratcher body. I like it because of the color. It's orange. It's made of ABS. It's nothing special. As you can see, if you're trying to look for ABS, that's right there. That's where you look what kind of material is used. But it's ABS, so nothing special. It's just a Super 2. I chose Super 2 right in the beginning, so because it's already good at acceleration, it's good in cornering to begin with. And it's lighter than the most chassis. And you know how I love making my car light. But this time, there's no cutting, no trimming. So I picked Super 2 because it's light to begin with. Alright, let's go start with the bumper. So I picked this Jacob 2017 besides the color matching, obviously. It's called Carbon Multi-Roller Setting Stay Front. Item number 95104. I'm going to write it down below. I used this bumper because as you can see, you can't cut it. You can't cut the bumper, so the only way to make the bumper closer to the body is to find holes that will match the Super 2. So there's luckily there's like holes over there. So I pretty much like adjust it closer to the body, and when you put it closer to the body, the cornering stability and speed, the cornering speed increases. So it's closer to the body to make it a little bit shorter, but there's no cut, so the weight is still there. So again, it's item number 95104. That's the Carbon Multi-Roller Setting Stay Front. Okay, for front. Okay, and then we're gonna go underneath. We are using the carbon reinforced plate set, which is 95106. Again, that's the carbon reinforced plate set, popsicle. So that's what I put across for my brakes. Okay, for my brakes, and it's on the same hole where I mounted the carbon multi-rolling setting stay. So it's like pretty much like smooshing it like a sandwich like that to make it like tougher. Alright. So the reason why I use this, so it make it closer to the body to better corner it. Okay, and then, so moving on, I'm going to show you the dampers that I use. I use a dish mass damper, which is in the Philippines, they call it nips. It's called the dish mass dampers with its 2.5 grams. And use the bullet mass, and I also use a bullet mass damper under. They call it the under bullet mass damper right here. It's 4.2 grams and 2.4 grams combination. The reason why I use this, so it tends like when this go up, it pushes down, and then when it goes down, it pushes this up. It's like it's always better that you have two things over there for play instead of having one. I mean, a one damper will be good too, but I like it to two dampers to be secure, so it's have more, what you call this, inertia going through it. There you go. I'm talking about physics. I'm talking about inertia. Alright, so that's the one that I use on both sides. You can see a bullet mass damper under and a dish mass damper. Okay, at the back, I'm using a dish mass damper too, which is 2.5 grams. So if you combine these two, this is like 5 grams. Because there's two. So the reason why I use this too, I always say this on my video and always take note about this. This too, why it's separated, because the motor is already in the rear part. So that means you have most likely a lot of weight in the rear, and when the car tends to go left and right in some reason, depends on the track layout or the course layout, this will balance it out when it's in the air or while it's running, instead of having a one big block damper over here, because I already have all the weight over here. So you'll pretty much have a weight over here at the rear, and then this two dampers balance it out. Make sure you don't make the rear part very heavy, because the car will tilt this way. That's why I have heavier dampers up front. So that's pretty much it for the dampers. Yeah, so the next item that we're gonna show is the front rollers. So the front rollers is a 13mm aluminum ringless ball race bearing rollers. The reason why I use this, because I wanted a little bit heavier compared to the aluminum light ones. So it's 13mm. The reason why I use 13mm because I want more grip. Because if you look at it, the thickness, which is called the contact surface for the 13mm, is way thicker compared to a 19mm. If you watch my my earlier videos about the basic roller settings, you'll know what I'm talking about. But that's the 13mm, and it's thicker. The contact surface is thicker. That's why it means more grip when the car is riding the track wall. So that's the reason why I use 13mm, because I want more control. All right. It's item 15437, and you have your ball cap over there, which is my stabilizers. The new rules now is unlimited rollers for for mini four-wheel drive, but I chose not to use that style because I want more stability when it comes to change lane. Because if you see the track layout earlier, there's a critical change lane, which is I need more stability. So that's the reason why I have a wall cup over there. Of course, it has to be yellow because you got to match. All right, the next item that we're gonna be showing you guys is the AO1028EX side stay, which is item number 94835, which is this part. Okay, this part doesn't go to all Super 2 kits. Okay, this one is, there are like different colors of this one, but there's a red one which is AO1028EX side stay 94835. So you can buy that separately on hobby shops, but this one specifically, this is a gift from Migs. But you can also get it from some premium kits like Burkaser. I think this is from Burkaser, to be honest, but this is from Migs. But shout out Migs, by the way, my teammate in California. Noobworks, obviously, you already know. But yeah, it's the EX side stay, and you get it from Super 2 premium kits. I think you can get it from Shining Scorpion, Race Stinger, and some parts like Burkaser, but that's what it is. It is important because a regular side stay from Super 1 is not protruding like this. It's pretty much like the reason why I got this, because it's protruding forward, so you can see like how it looks like. So you can put plates over there. Okay, so this is actually a Super 1 and Super 2 hop up part. Okay, that is the side stay. Okay, the next part that I'm gonna show you is the FRP reinforcing plate 15431, which is this side parts over here. Okay, you can see, let me take a look. It is the reason why it is protruding forward. It's this FRP plate. Again, this is not a carbon plate. It only comes with fiber reinforced plate. This is FRP. This is not carbon. I wish there's carbon, but there's no carbon. So the reason also why I use carbon, when people say I'm like magastos and everything, but it's lighter. Okay, but I have no choice with a side part. So that's FRP reinforcing plate 15431. So I basically put a hole right there. You know the hole. And right there. Obviously, I'm cheap. I have no lock nuts. So yeah, and that's the screws over there so I can put my dampers. Okay, moving forward, we have at the rear part, we also have the carbon multi-setting stay rear part, which is also 95104, which is when you bought this part, it will come with this multi-setting stay right here. It's also Jacob, obviously, to match the color. So that's the rear stay that I chose. There are different rear stay that you can use, but I use this specifically so I can put a long tail setup. You know, I can still put long tail even though it's not cut. Because usually I cut this part, but not in this build because you can't cut. So again, that's 95104 from carbon multi-roller setting stay, Jacob 2017. All right, next part would be the front plate fully cowled mini four-wheel drive. So this is the back part right here. So there's no way I can make an underguard because you guys all know that underguard can't be bought. Underguard, you have to build the underguard, but there's no way. The rule says that you can't cut any carbon. So I use the front fully cowled mini four-wheel drive front plate, which is 95253 right here. So I put it in the hole, aligned it, mount it in the same hole where I mounted the multi-stay. So if you guys can look closer right here, it's not hitting the wheels. So it's pretty much my underguard. Underguard, you guys already know, in the Philippines they call it anti-sabot, but here in America it's called underguard, which basically, guys, like avoid your car from getting caught right here, from getting caught from the track. You know, when the car lands, doesn't get caught. So it's a little bit of extra weight, but I'm paranoid, so I want it to be there, so it's more safe when it lands. Okay, especially to the new racers, they don't know how to, like, you know, basically do a perfect brake setting, which is sometimes I fail. But thank you, Sir Joey, for helping me. All right, and again, the rear part, which is the long tail, is the carbon reinforcing plate popsicle. Again, it's a 95106. That's what I use for my long tail. See? So I have my underguard, and here's the long tail. So when you buy a popsicle, obviously there's two, it's a pair. So it's a pair of two popsicles. That's what I use for my front brakes, and I use with my back brakes. So that's why I have a long tail setup. People were asking me what are these fancy ball caps over here. It's called stabilizer ball cap set. It's 95206. Again, it's the stabilizer ball cap set. It's 95206. Usually, I'll put lock nuts, but I run out of lock nuts, and I like it color matching, and it's yellow, so I use the ball caps. And then Tamiya rules, anything that will hurt the racer or anything that will damage the track is illegal, so you have to put ball caps. Usually we use those rubber tubings from the package, so it's lighter, but you can't do that because it's a different kind of rule. Okay, going to the rear part again. We have the 13mm ball rail rollers, lightweight aluminum, which is 95301. Again, it's 95301, 13mm ball race rollers, lightweight aluminum. It's in the back. Okay, I use this roller stay, even though it's away from the body. It's away from the body for stability. I wish I can put it closer because there's one there's one roller stay that will be closer to the body, but I can't do long tail, and it will be heavier if I use this extension. So I use this for lighter. Obviously, it's called lightweight. So even though you have 4 right there in the rear, it's still light because you see, obviously, there's like holes. It's away from the body for stability. So it's a little bit slower in cornering, but it's stable. I also use 13mm again. I got that question. People were messaging me about that one. I'm using 13mm because, again, the contact surface is thicker. That's why I have more grip when it corners and it rides the track wall. Okay, I use 13mm too because it's smaller and basically it's more stable but slower. Okay, so again, racing is not about being fast. Sometimes it's also about stability. Alright, so that's the reason why I have 13mm lightweight aluminum rollers. Okay, moving on. People for the new racers, people are asking me what's the item number for a brake sponge set. I use both black. It's 15441. Again, it's 15441. It's Tamiya Mini 4-wheel drive brake sponge set of 3. So there's gray, there's black, and there's green one. And you guys know by this time the green one is like the ones that lesser grip. Black is the medium grip, and gray is the grippiest of them all. Okay, so the settings for my brake is basically 4mm up front, so it won't hit the bank because we have that 20-degree bank on that race, and I have 1.5mm brake setting height at rear. Okay, if you guys are asking me how to set that, I have a video for adaptive brake settings, so I can't really give you a default setting. It depends on the track layout. Okay, the next would be, we're going to the wheels now, which is the carbon reinforced wheel set. Okay, this is a carbon reinforced wheel set, and some people call it the 5-spoke medium wheel set. So, the item number for carbon reinforced wheel set, I think it's 4 or 3 pairs. It's 95245. Again, it's item number 95245, carbon reinforced wheel set, 5-spoke medium wheels. I use this because it's carbon, it's reinforced, so it's harder and tougher compared to other wheels. And also, it's made of carbon, so basically, if you weigh it, it's lighter. So when it's lighter, the motor have less drag or less, less weight. So it can perform better for better performance and power. So, and also, the 5-spoke carbon reinforced wheels, the rear part is wide and the front part is narrow. The reason why you want that, so it does have better cornering. So if the wheels is closer to the body, it's less power loss and it's better for cornering. And then the wider the rear is, it's more torque. Because why the wider the rear is more torque? Because your motor is right there. So basically all the power from the motor is coming from the rear part. Okay. With that said, moving on. Now we're going to the tires, okay, which is one of my favorite tires, which is the offset tires, because I suck at trimming. Okay, this is already offset tires. It's called low profile offset tread tires, hard yellow. So it's already hard tires. Hard tires, it's a lesser bounce compared to a regular Reston and sponge tires or the regular rubber tires. It's harder, so it's a lesser bounce. I'm not saying that it will not bounce, but it's lesser bounce because it's hard tire. And because you can't trim the tires on the new tune class rules, is you are allowed to use an actual offset tires that made from Tamiya, which is 950205, item number 95205, which is low profile offset tread tires, hard yellow. So I put as you can see, there's dirt over there. That means that is the mark that is like touching the track. So it's closer to the body for more speed and cornering. See, as you can see, there's the dirt over there. I haven't cleaned this car, so you can see obviously how dirty. That's the only dirt that's there in the track. So that's what's touching the track. So for better cornering, why I use that. And one more item that's very important. We're gonna go to the motor now. Is the aluminum motor support. Some people disregard this part, but I love this part because it's old school, and besides it's old school, it absorbs the heat. You know, some cars, like some motors tends to overheat, and it absorbs heat and it transfers to this aluminum motor support, which is 15149, item number 15149, aluminum motor support, which is suitable for I don't know if it's TZX or I think it's FM Super 1 and Super 2. So they go with different colors, but that's the only one that will match my car. So that's the motor support. So basically it pushes the car, because you know Super 2, it kind of like, you know, it's kind of wiggly when the battery is there, especially if the battery is smaller, especially if you're using a nickel cadmium one. It's smaller compared to a metallic hydride one. So it will push the motor towards the battery, like, you know, less shaking. And you know, a loose transmission is a slow transmission, so it's basically like, you know, keeping it there, and also it absorbs the heat. So one important part, it's cheap. It's only like probably 50 pesos or 100 pesos back home. But and the motor of choice, it's Torque Tune 2 motor. I would love to use a Torque Tune 1, but it's hard to find nowadays. It's 15484 in America. It's hard to find. 15484, which is Torque Tune Motor 2. I use Torque Tune Motor 2 because that track layout that specifically race is more technical compared to other tracks that I've been racing. So as I've said, I built this car specifically from that track layout. So I want my car to be stable and torquey. It's not more on the top speed. It's more on torque. The layout is more on torque. So that's why I use Torque Tune. It's already there. It's torque. So the car have a lot of torque compared to Atomic Tune. So that's the reason why I use Atomic Tune too. So that's basically it. All the parts that I used. I'm gonna show you the gear ratio that I used. I already removed this part. I should have used like a carbon easy lock, but I run out of it. So as you can see, there's no cheating over here. I'm gonna show you. Oh, hold on, I can't remove it. Is it stuck? It got stuck. There you go. So I'm using a 351, my favorite gear. It's a 351 gear for top speed. So the motor to begin with already have a lot of speed. I mean a lot of torque. So I need more top speed because the truck layout is really needs a lot of torque. So at least I need some top speed. That's why I use a 351, because we're only using Torque Tune 2 motor. And also I have the round ball bearing there to make it a little bit more smoother. I ran out fluorine coated, so I just use a regular gear shaft. And you can remove the Torque Tune 2. As you can see, I'm not using a fancy propeller shaft. It's just a stock propeller shaft, but it's a little bit wobbly now, so I gotta change my wheels, but that's what I've been using. And that's the Torque Tune 2. And last but not the least, I'm using this pinion gear, the pink pinion gear, which is a little bit, I think it's broken already. See? by a lot of torque, it can break
Purple.
the purple pinion gear. I mean, it says purple, but in the packaging it says pink. I don't know why. But, yeah. I use this because I like this better than the carbon, because the carbon, it tends to be like, you can get loose. But you can use whatever pinion gear you're using. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. My setup for my tune class category. It's Doc Blur. And if you have any questions, you can PM me on Facebook. As usual, you can message in Noobworks here. And also, this build is specifically from that track called Medusa. All right, it's the one that the one in New York, and you can see on the video. So just explore, experiment. This is very challenging. I love this new category because it's challenging. I mean, I love tune class. I just challenge myself because there's some people that saying, you know, I can't do other setups or I'm overrated or whatever. But you'll be the judge. But this is my one of my favorite setup right now. It's Doc Blur, my new tune class. No cuts, no trimmings, no floating transmission, as you can see. And before I go, I want to say shout out to JHT Mini 4-wheel drive. He have an eBay account and Facebook account for all your Tamiya original Tamiya Mini 4-wheel drive needs and copy parts needs. And also, thank you so much, Hobbytown. I'll see you next race in Hobbytown. Hobbytown USA, thank you so much for the last race. I didn't make it, but thank you for making that event. And I'm gonna be right there next time, and we'll have another tune class race. Hobbytown, New Jersey, what's up? Thank you, Nelson from and the Girl Scouts. Thank you, the Girl Scouts, and Christine and Nelson and all the people that'll go over there. Shout out Richard. Shout out Team Putek. Thank you, Kim, for this nice shirt. And Team Chubby and all the Newburgh racers over there. As I've said, we learn from you, you learn from us, and this is Cielshock. Always race humble. Peace.